Maybe I shouldn't have clapped. Every time I clap, I mess up the mic. It goes boom, and then the mic, the Bluetooth. Or it's just a coincidence. Every time I clap, the mic was going to be messed up anyway. Anyways, today we're just going to jump into it. I was just reading something from the Science of Mind. Here, I'll share the book real quick. So we're not jumping right into it. It's an old book. They give them out free at the Center for Spiritual Living. Then you read it and then you bring it back and somebody else can read it. Pretty cool setup. But I've had that one for about a year or so. Or maybe, I don't know how long, but maybe I need to bring it back. So this is the 27th YouTube Live yoga routine. And we're going to go back to the original 30-minute or so yoga routine where we begin in mountain pose, centering yourself, becoming one with the earth, becoming firm, because like a mountain, we're part of the earth. We are the earth. Then we're going to move into slow sun salutations, 2 of them, and just focusing on the breathing. So within the sun salutations, you go into the pose, settle in it, accept where you are. Don't try to be somewhere. Once you're settled, don't try to shift it or be somewhere. Just accept it. That's the pose you're going to do for, 5, 8 seconds or whatever it is. Focus on your breathing. And that focus is what allows the mind and body to become one, which is yoga. And essentially what you're doing is learning acceptance. You're learning non-judgment. You're learning not to try to be somewhere. You're letting go of control, and you're gaining this type of mindset. And that's what you're learning on the yoga mat during this routine. And then once you have that type of mindset, you go out in the world and you have that mindset out in the world where you're accepting, you're not judging, and hopefully it lasts. Sometimes it doesn't last. Sometimes you go out in the world and you're driving to work and somebody lays on the horn and then boom, all gone, disappeared. Anyway, so at that time, then you just bring your awareness back to your breathing at when that happens, or you don't. And that's part of the acceptance too. But you're back on the yoga mat the next day. And it's a process, it's something we're all learning. So, and then we're going to go into mountain pose again, the tree, and then within the tree, you're rooting yourself into the ground. So this is the mindset you're gaining with the tree. You're becoming one with the earth again, firm, you're rooted into the ground, root, that's the important part of the pose or the mindset of the pose. And then we'll go into easy pose and start winding down and seal it up with the yoga seal. So let's go ahead and begin. Let me fix my mat just a little bit. So feet are shoulder width apart, knees are slightly bent, hips are tilted, shoulders relaxed, arms are relaxed. And then you're thinking of yourself as being tall. So lengthen up and just settle in the pose. You're trying to find that spot where the skeleton is just standing, no tension anywhere. And everyone's going to look different. So you're trying to find that spot for you, accepting where you are. I'll bring the palms together. Thumbs go to the heart center. And you won't see my hands when I go up, but all I'm doing is the prayer. And for me, sometimes I go like this out. If you want to go like this up, whatever you want to do or need to do. So thumbs are to the heart center, focusing on the breathing. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. Then you can exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. You're reaching out. And then once you're down, you can take the palms, place them to the calves Elbows go into the sides of the legs. Forehead's going towards the knees. And you're pulling yourself in. But it's only the second bend. So just listen to the body, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now, within this pose, when you're inhaling, the belly swells up with air, so it slightly pushes you out of the pose. Let your body be pushed out. And then when you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose. Now, you're not focused on that. You're focused on the breathing, but you're aware of that subtle movement. Now, palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. Back foot, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Think of the hips. Push the hips forward diagonally. Now, if your knees over your toe or over your toe too much, lengthen up. You're not lengthening up. Or just do what you can. Back is straight, maybe arched. Settle in the pose. Accept it. Now focus on the breathing. Now think of the back foot. Curl the toes under. Knee goes up into a high lunge. We're not going to stay in high lunge, but you will settle in it. Then move into the downward dog. Now with the downward dog, the arms are straight, legs are straight, heels are going towards the floor, or they're into the floor, tailbones go into the ceiling. There's no tension in the neck, so the head is just dangling. And you're just focusing on the breathing. So once you're settled in the pose, you accept where you are and just focus on the breathing. Now you slide into the upper dog, so you drop down to the knees and the chest and just do the best you can. You slide up. With the upper dog, tops of the feet are to the floor. So the legs aren't touching. And of course, the palms are to the floor. If you need to modify this pose, you're going to do the small cobra or just go to the hands and knees. But the small cobra, the chest is off the floor. Hands are off the floor. They may be touching, but you're not pushing up. You're using your back, and the back are full muscles. So you're pulling up, not pushing. And if not, you're going to do the upper dog. And just do the best you can. Settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. And then back to downward dog. Now you're going into the downward dog a little bit more than you were before. You're just accepting where you are. You're focusing on the breathing. Now you can bring the left foot up between the hands. That's the foot that we took back, so that's the one you bring back up because it allows you to do the other side. So you're thinking of the back foot, it's flat, knees to the floor, hips are square, they're pushing forward diagonally. And if the knees over the toe too much, try to get it back past the toes, behind the toes. Back is straight, maybe it's arched. Settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot, think of the toes, curl them under, knee goes up into a high lunge. Settle here just for a second. We're not going to stay here. Settle in it. Then move to the standing forward bend. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, forehead's going towards the knees. Settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. The palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Now turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. Palms together. We're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Make sure you're focusing on the breathing. Your mind will wander. You'll start to think about other things. And when you realize you're thinking about other things, don't judge it. Just simply bring your focus back to your breathing. The palms to the sides of the feet. Right leg is back into a low lunge again. So the knees to the floor, top of the foot to the floor. Hips are diagonal, pushing diagonal. They're square, back is straight, maybe arched. Settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now think of the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up into a high lunge, then move into the downward dog. And again, you're going into it a little bit more than you were before. You're moving through these and you're going deeper and deeper into the poses as you move through them. But you're listening to the body. Again, arms are straight, legs are straight, heels towards the floor or into the floor, tailbones to the ceiling. No tension in the neck, so the head is dangling. Then you slide into the upper dog or modify it how you have to. You're settling in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. And I know I keep on repeating it. It starts to sound funny after a while, but it's extremely important. You want to make sure you're learning acceptance, or you're trying to learn acceptance. And then back to downward dog, pushing into it a little bit more. Settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now, right foot is up between the hands. Low lunge, so the top of the foot's to the floor, knees to the floor. Thinking of the hips pushing forward diagonally. So they're square, pushing forward, back is straight, or maybe it's slightly arched. Do the best you can. And if the knee's over the toe, try to bring it back. And then just settle in the pose, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now think of the back foot. Curl the toes under, knee goes up into a high lunge. Settle here, then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself down and then settle in it, accept it, and focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale, exhale, turn the palms out, push the air down and out. And then you're going to go to the mountain pose. Again, with the mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, knees are slightly bent maybe, hips are tilted, shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. Lifting yourself up, so think of yourself as being tall. So pull yourself up, find the part or the spot where the skeleton is just standing. And just focus on the breathing. Now we're going to move to the tree pose or the tree poses. And you're going to modify this how you have to as well. So the toes go up, spread the toes. Each toe touches one at a time. Left foot goes up. Now, if you can't bring it all the way up, you bring the toe down, go to a wall. Doesn't matter. Do what you can do. So left foot is up. We're modifying it. Think of the left knee, pushing it back slightly. Palms go together up. And all I'm doing when I go up is a symbolic hand gesture. So, hand gesture. I don't even know if I said that right still. So you lock the fingers, index fingers point, the thumb, left thumb is over the right, maybe, or together. And some people, and probably most people, put it here, then they go up, inhaling. And I was taught to go like this. So it doesn't matter. So if you want to go up, just like this, you can do that. Some people do it like a real tree, or supposedly a real tree, like these are the branches. But whatever you want to do, just focus on the breathing. Think of the knee, the right knee, maybe bend it a little bit, square up the hips, accept where you are, and just focus on the breathing. And then go ahead and release. And then again, some people bring it back down. Whatever you like to do, doesn't matter. Well, no, it does matter if it matters to you. I don't want to take that away from anyone. So, feet are shoulder width apart, toes come up, spread the toes, one toe touches at a time. Right foot is up, modify it, bring it down to the floor, hold on to the wall. Right foot is up. Think of the right knee, pushing it back, square up the hips. Palms come together. Again, symbolic hand gesture. It's just this. Lock the fingers, index fingers point, thumbs together. Maybe the left thumb is over the right. You bring it here and you're going up. When you go up, you inhale. So that's not what I do. I go like this. And again, you can go like this if you want. Or you can go like this. Whatever you want to do. Just focusing on the breathing, accepting where you are. That's what it's about, acceptance. Again, that's what we're learning on the mat, acceptance. And essentially, what that does is allow you to accept yourself. And then go ahead and release, or bring the hands down, whatever you like to do. So shake it out some. Going back to the mountain pose. Toes come up, spread the toes. Each toe touches one at a time. Find a spot where the skeleton is just standing, no tension anywhere. You're just focusing on the breathing. Now we're going to go to the easy pose. If you're on a mat, you're going to go to the back of the mat. What I'm going to do is go right here. And with this, it's just the modification of the lotus. Whoops, I'm going to fix my pants. And then if you need to lean back against the wall, that's what you do. If you need to bring the leg up, that's what you do. Set where you are, settle in the pose, get comfortable, and just focus on the breathing. You're still focusing on the breathing. I know I keep on moving around. I just like pushed it back and then pushed it forward. So the hands are to the knees, palms are in the front, maybe like this. Some people do this, not the palms, the hands from the front or to the knees. The back is straight. You're going to tilt the head to the right ear is the right shoulder. Left shoulder stays down, focusing on the breathing. And that focus allows you to be aware of the stretch in the left side of the neck. Maybe you have an injury somewhere, and when you stretch your neck, you're aware of that. But you're not focused on that. You're focused on the breathing. So bring the head to center. Tilt the head to the left. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right shoulder stays down. Back is straight. Focus on the breathing. Bring the head to center. You're tilt the head back. So you're not drawing the head back. You're reaching up. You can bring the chin down to the chest. Make sure the back stays straight. Head goes back to center. Neck rolls, drop the head down to the right, down and around. The head drops down and around. You're exhaling. As the head goes up and back, that's when you're inhaling. And your head movement is following the breathing. So you just focus on the breathing, aware of the movement. And you're not focused on the movement, you're just focusing on the breathing. And then when the head goes to the top, you're going to reverse. The head is dropping down, you're exhaling. The head is going up, you're inhaling. And then the head goes to the top, brings yourself to center. Shoulder shrug, shoulders to the ears, back down, around. And the shoulders going up, you're inhaling. As the shoulders go back and down, you're exhaling. And then when the shoulders go to the ears, you're going to reverse. Shoulders are dropping down, you're exhaling. Shoulders are going up, you're inhaling. And you're just focusing on the breathing. And then when the shoulders go to the ears, bring yourself to center. You're going to do the trunk rotations, dropping down to the right, down and around. When you go down and around, you're reaching out. So the back is straight. You're exhaling. As you come up, you're inhaling. Again, focus on the breathing. Let the body follow the breathing. And when the trunk goes to the top, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. And then when the trunk goes to the top, bring yourself to center. You're going to do half spinal twist. So the left hand's on the right knee. Right arm goes up. Think of the spine and the back. Pulling up, reaching up with the right arm. Then a twist, palm goes to the floor and send the back. Arm is straight and it's against the back. And make sure the head is twisting and you're focused on the breathing. And then go ahead and release back to center. You're going to do the other side. So the right hand's on the left knee. Left arm goes up. Think of the spine and the back. So you're pulling up, you're reaching up with the left arm. Then twist, palm goes to the floor and send the back. Arm is straight and it's against the back. And make sure the head is twisting and you're focused on the breathing. I'm going to go ahead and release back to center. Hands are in front, they're to your knees or in your lap or you're leaning back, whatever you're doing. Just focus on the breathing. What you're doing here is just watching yourself breathe. You're not controlling it, you're just watching it. When you inhale, the belly swells with air. You notice that. And when you exhale, the belly goes in. You notice that. And that's what you're focusing on. Or you focus on the tip of your nose where the air goes in and out. Again, you're not trying to control it or you're not controlling it, just watching it. You're already breathing automatically. So you're just going to watch it. Now for the yoga seal, you're going to reach behind you, grab the left wrist with the right hand, and you're going to lean forward, bringing the forehead down towards the floor, or it's going to the floor, and you're sealing in all the benefits of the yoga poses, keeping the peace that you gained through the rest of the day. You're going to bring yourself back up. Hands go back in front. Hands are to your knees or your lap. Back is straight. Make sure the back stays straight. And we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Bring the palms together. Namaste. And that's it. 27th YouTube Live yoga routine. So I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 Arizona time, Mountain Time. And that's all. So namaste, peace and love.